Right, thank you, lads. We are here for the start of the IPL 2022 competition. I'm very excited. We have got the Chennai Super Kings taking on the Kolkata Knight Riders. Few Kiwis making their way into both of these sides. Although, to be fair, the Knight Riders have decided to leave out the man away as the thumbnail, Tim Southey, so that's slightly unfortunate. But I hope you guys are all doing well. If you are new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. We will go like this. There we go. Those are the lineups. As you can see there, Devon Conway, the Kiwi boy, gets a big opportunity. It was actually quite a bargain for the Chennai Super Kings. Also, Ravindra Jadeja, he will be the captain of the side. Emma Stoney is the keeper. Mitchell Satner also there, and Adam Milne as another New Zealander making his way into the side. Then we look through at the Kolkata Knight Riders side. Very strong. Rahane, brilliant with the bat in hand. Also, Aya is in there as well, and I'm looking forward to seeing what Sam Billings can do. Andre Russell, Narayan with the spin. It's going to be a good old matchup. But the Kolkata Knight Riders, they won the toss. They decided that they do want to have a bowl here for this very first match of the IPL. But do let me know, ladies and gentlemen, who do you think will be able to win this first matchup? It's going to be exciting. It's a rematch of the final from last year. And speaking of the final as well, we will look at how the table was sitting at the end of the last season of the IPL. As you can see there, the Delhi Capitals actually having the most points out of anyone. And then behind them was the Chennai Super Kings, Bangalore in the third, and then Kolkata slotting in there at number 4. Then the Mumbai Indians, Punjab, and there Rajasthan and Hyderabad. But two new sides do get to come into the competition this year. I'm very excited to see what the Titans can do in action, and also the Giants. And hopefully they do both have some decent performances. But we are only around maybe 10 to 15 minutes away from the IPL getting underway. I hope you guys are all doing well, and I hope you are excited for this matchup also. We have got there in the chat, Chennai Super Kings will get 179 for 5. It's a prediction from Betty, not a bad one. And I'd say anything around that 170, 180 mark would be ideal for them in this opening match. There'll be a little bit of rust, a few nerves around there on the field as well. So as long as they do end up, I guess, performing at a decent rate, I'm hoping to see some Kiwis scoring decently. And also, this is a T20, right? It is indeed. So every game of the IPL, 20 overs per side. So it will be weird because we have covered pretty much test match cricket for so long. The last T20 competition we were covering consistently was actually the BBL. So that's been a little while. I believe that finished in late January. So a bit of rusty, or a bit of rust perhaps, or us in this one, as we have been doing the test series between Pakistan and Australia. But anyone who is new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. We're going to be back for a majority of the IPL on the channel. Fingers crossed that it does all run smoothly for us. But looking through at these lineups, I think it's a tricky one. The Kolkata Knight Riders, their bowling attack is very good. Yadav, I'm looking forward to having look at him bowling. Also, Narayan, he's still a veteran of the game. Yet he's still going strong, and also I've done well to make it here. Well, I've done well to make it here. Yeah, it's late night here in New Zealand, almost 3 a.m. for anyone who is from New Zealand for this game. So it's a late night one, but with the amount of Kiwis that are in the match, it's felt only fitting that we do end up doing our live stream for this matchup as well. So hopefully it does go right, and at least there won't be a draw like the tests. Allow a little more action. Exactly right. It's going to be a fast-paced one, and hopefully there's going to be a high-scoring one as well for the very first matchup. So I guess the big question, ladies and gentlemen, we've got 3 Kiwis in one of the sides. We've got Mitchell Satner, we've got Adam Milne, Devon Conway, he will not be bowling, but how many wickets do you feel that the 2 Kiwis can get for themselves in that second innings? And also, how many runs do you think Devon Conway will be able to get? I believe we haven't got, have we got any Australians in this match? We've got Andre Russell as our kind of West Indian connection there. Also, Sam Billings for England. He is going to be there in the Knight Riders side. For the Super Kings, I believe they've actually gone with pretty much all Kiwis as their internationals. I guess backing us big time. And also Dwayne Bravo as the other option for the West Indies in that matchup. So it's going to be a pretty awesome battle because we're going to see Dwayne Bravo up against Andre Russell. And we have been seeing Andre Russell a little bit more as of late in the BBL. He was playing for the Melbourne Stars. Didn't have a huge impact, I won't say overall, but I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do. G'day, Betty. I'm new here in the SSJ as well. And I was like, hello, mate. And they're from Betty Wagon. But yeah, I hope you guys are all doing well. Like I mentioned, early morning start for this match in New Zealand. The toss was won by the Kolkata Knight Riders, and they decided that with this surface in the background that you can see here, the surface is called the Wankhede Stadium. I hope I pronounced that correctly, but I feel like there's a little margin for error when saying that name, but it is going to be an exciting one. So the Kolkata Knight Riders, the away side, decided that they do want to have a bowl on the surface as well, but we're just about to see the pitch here in New Zealand. We only get 10 minutes before the game that they do actually show it. What are we going to get to see? I think it's going to be, I want to say it will be 180 I feel like will be a good total, but then saying that rust is another factor, so you don't really want to end up getting out too early. But it's the Tata IPL this year. I can't remember who the sponsor was last year, but it certainly wasn't Tata or this one. But the Chennai Super Kings, the Delhi Capitals as another side, they will be playing tomorrow. And again, the new Titans getting added to the competition. Kolkata Knight Riders playing today. Just looking through all of the logos for the sides. The Super Giants, they're going to be an exciting side to see what they can do. The Punjab Kings, the Mumbai Indians, and the Rajasthan Royals are all the sides in this year's IPL, alongside the Royal Challengers, Bangalore, the Sunrisers Hyderabad. And also, do you think the IPL is fixed? It'll be interesting because I know that for the BBL, we always get comments saying the BBL is a fixed competition. So I'm wondering whether or not we do get to see it on the IPL as well, from people saying that it's this fixed competition, or whether it is just a BBL thing, I guess, overall. But we will have to wait and see for that one, of course. But yeah, anyone who is new, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. They're just showing that final from last year. The Chennai Super Kings, Jadeja, he was very excited for that final, got to shake Owen Morgan's hand. He's not currently there for them, I don't believe, Owen Morgan, or at least they haven't selected him for this game. Instead, got a different Englishman in there, and Sam Billings, who isn't going to be behind the stumps. In fact, they're going to have Sheldon Jackson. So they've actually picked Sam Billings purely for his batting technique as well. And also, it didn't take long to question the morality of the competition. About 5 minutes of that. But we'll have to wait and see how it goes for the rest of it. And I'm in bed again, so I can fall asleep when I crash, says Paddy Wagon. So that is no worries at all. I give you... How tired are you currently, Paddy? Shall we try and have a prediction of how long it will be until Paddy falls asleep? You know, instead of the competition of how many runs people are going to get, it's at the end of every over, Paddy. I want just a message that says, yep, as in to say I'm still awake. And we'll see how long you last for this holiday, Hamish. What did you get up to during the break? I was trying to get an image for my thumbnail, and the Entom Southie, he looks like he's gone to the tanning salon way too much, unfortunately, but the end of the day, we found a picture of a Kiwi, which was relatively tricky to do. And then also did have a quick snack and pretty much was just setting up for this one. Hey, Betty, I'm new here. See Sebastian there. And also we've got Hey, mate. And there, and also it didn't take long. Oh, no, I really want. And also I was going to ask for the player list. Then I noticed it on the bottom of the stream as well. And there says, yeah, I decided it would be a good idea just because I can't pronounce some of these names. I thought it would be a good idea to have them going across the bottom. Got to be strategic with it. That way I don't have to read them out, you see, because they are down there. But this match, Chennai Super Kings, and it will be the Kolkata Knight Riders as their opponent, looking like a very nice surface, quite green this stage. Someone has been watering it very well. But like I said, I'm pretty tired. And there says Paddy Wagon. So yeah, I'd say I'll give you 10 overs of the first innings. We'll see whether or not you get through that. Nice. What do you usually have for a midnight snack? Normally my midnight snacks consist of my lunch, really, because I'm always up very late. So what did I have? I had just had a couple biscuits and also some sort of nut bar, I think was all I had for it as well. I was going to have a banana, but then we didn't have any bananas that weren't black. Well, not like completely black, but just past the stage of being good to eat, but instead good to put into something like a banana loaf. Currently, they're just showing the lineup. Guy Clark, then also Devon Conway with Hapa, and there Rayudu Jadeja, the captain, who is the batter and the spinner for this game. And then also alongside him, MS Dhoni. Then they've got Dubey. Also in there, Mitchell Satner, the Kiwi. Let's see what he can do in this game. Dwayne Bravo, Adam Milne, another Kiwi, with Kiwis all over the place at this stage, which is pretty awesome to see. And then you go to Kolkata Knight Riders. No Kiwis. Unfortunately, why you not put Jadeja and Shoraz in the thumbnail instead of Conway versus Sally? I like the Kiwi flavor of the thumbnail. Yeah, I decided to go with the two Kiwis just because it's probably the two that people do know here in New Zealand a little bit more, even though no one in New Zealand is actually awake at this point in time, other than Paddy's, whose eyelids are getting extremely heavy at this current point in time. But coding, we did have a question for you on the other one. Are you interested in being a moderator to kind of moderate the Hindi side of the chat for the IPL? If that is something you are keen on doing, do let me know. And it's going to go downhill quickly, and depending on the game as well. And at Paddy, but this shouldn't be a boring game. And did George bring you any KFC? He did. Although I did notice, I feel so bad, but he got a burger that wasn't one that has like stuff in it that I actually like. So I feel like when he comes around tomorrow, I'm just going to let him eat the burger just to kind of make up for it a little bit. But I made the joke to him beforehand of you could strategically get a burger that I don't like and then you could eat it instead. And then he laughed, but then he actually did it. So I don't think it was on purpose. It's just like they mixed up what they were going to get because he did ask for something that was not what that was, unfortunately. But It's all good. It's still in the fridge. Okay, what I need to do. So pretty much it is just a case of anytime, like pretty much anyone who's swearing in Hindi on the live stream, because I don't speak Hindi and none of our other moderators do, pretty much all you've got to do is if they're just swearing flat out or like abusing someone in the chat, just pretty much let me know. And also you can actually have the ability to time them out if that is what you are keen on doing. So you can click that button. And now it has you as a moderator for the channel. Congratulations, everyone. Round of applause. We did actually ask the question of whether or not, Jay, do you want a moderator on the Kiwi Lad Sport, or are you happy just sitting back as well on this one? And what burger? Lowell KC burgers are pretty good. I think it was it was supposed to be a Colonel Stacker burger. But unfortunately, I think because it's Colonel Stacks, you can't actually get them at the moment. So instead, they put in some random sauce. And I'm not much of a sauce man. I like certain sauces. And if they call me a benchod or a mutterchod or a rundy, and there's says Jay, exactly right. Currently now, we are listening to some lovely anthems for the lights. Okay, Hamish, make me moderator, or just make me moderator. I'll be happy to do the job. And also we have got there, Hamish, how are you going to compensate? Coding need to sign a contract. So I think it's more of the case of it's just if he wants to do it, and it sounds like he does. It is all good. And also just kick them out like I do. And this is Patty. So yeah, first of all, normally try timing out before blocking, and you can time them out, and which blocks them for 5 minutes or hide them, meaning they'll be gone for good on that account, should I mention. And there's Sebastian. So yeah, pretty much it is the case of sometimes you will end up like some things are only worth a timeout, whereas some things, if it's like bad enough, normally it's after someone's had a warning that you would issue them the full timeout. But yeah, you're in charge of all of the Hindi comments. I don't know how many we'll have, to be honest. It might be a quiet one, might be a busy one. Very hard to tell, but there's two groups in this now. So the Mumbai Indians, the Chennai Super Kings, they are both the two top teams, and that is due to the way that the two sides fall in last year. And I'm happy just to chill, mate. If it gets overly crowded in here, so far it's pretty crazy in here. It is. It's nice. Or you can just delete the message without a harsh punishment, as it were. That's actually true, depending on how bad it is, because some people just have a random comment that they get out of their system every once in a while, and I think we know that pretty well. But now the umpire's making their way out onto the field. Have a little handshake, boys, and we are going to be ready to go. So we're going to put that in the middle of the screen like this. But the IPL, we are about to be underway. The first game of the year. I'm excited. I feel like it's going to be a pretty awesome one, and hopefully it is going to be a pretty high scoring one as well. And also we've got there, none on me. And there as well says Betty. And also we have got there, how's your time, mate? Or kick out member. Can you shortly explain? So pretty much next to someone's name, it will have a button that has kind of like a 3 dots. And from there, if you click that button, it will have put user in timeout. And that's the one that's the 5-minute one, which is probably the more likely one that you do want to go for. Or you've got the option to just delete the message type thing. Also, I only know one way. And there says Betty Wagon for that one. But currently, they are just showing a long time ago for the IPL, Shane Warne actually raising the trophy. So that is why they are honouring his memory. 1969 to 2022. Way too young, Shane Warne. He did pass away just a little bit earlier on. And at the Pakistan versus Australia tour, he's actually on holiday with his family at the time as well. But now it will be the Chennai Super Kings will be in charge of batting for this game. It's going to be great to see how it does end up going. Currently, I'm just waiting to see whether or not we have got the information such as who is going to be batting. Not quite. I believe it will be Guy Quad at one end and then Devon Conway at the other. And also, okay, nice. And then also, Hamish, what team does the local Indian takeaway people support? I have no idea whatsoever. I haven't actually been there in quite a wee while. I'll have to give it a look. Once again, I've probably been to the Chinese place a lot more, and they definitely do not follow cricket there because we've actually done a few jobs for them because my dad's a builder, and they don't speak a huge amount of English overall, but they do seem like very nice people. Currently now, I believe the first over, who's it going to be bowling? By the looks of it, the Kolkata Knight Riders. I've got to try and put some names to faces, don't I? It's been a little while since I've seen some of these guys in action, but Guy Quad, he will be opening the batting. And it looks like it is going to be Yadav who will be bowling this one. And Umesh Yadav, he's got 122 matches, 119 wickets with an economy of 8.51. He is going to be ready and rearing to go for this matchup now. But we're underway, ladies and gentlemen, the IPL 2022. And you're not a fan of Indian food? It's more just a case of, like, I just prefer Chinese. Like, it's not anything, like, I love a butter chicken and a garlic and cheese naan, but it's more just the case of I just prefer Chinese. And it's also closer like by a few hundred meters, which sounds pretty rough. And also there's great Indian food in the UK. It's very nice food here as well. And ow. And then there says Petty Wiggum, what did you do, Petty? Did you fall on your face? Next to your bare babs with the Kolkata Knight Riders now charging in. First ball bouncing up, a little bit of steep bounce there and almost ends up smacking the man right on the bollocks where he doesn't want to be smacked. And he also got the IPL stream of the West Indies versus England one. I'm telling us on cricket this afternoon, says Sebastian. Yeah, we're currently sitting. Okay, so it was a no ball from Umesh, and that's when you hear the siren at the ground, and then that now means that it's going to be the free hit. I got so confused. I thought they were having like a security drill or something for the first ball, but it's a no ball rough. Just a little bit over there, and it's going to be a free hit straight away for Gaikwad. So what a way to start this match for the IPL. Bowls it outside of off stump. Nice little bit of a way swing there. And it is going to be very nicely bowled. So that is now the first ball. Yeah, I fell off the bed falling asleep. And there's this Petty. You should probably sit or lie down while holding the stream. Although don't hold it above your face because that always hurts when you're up dropping it straight on the mush. I've done that way too many times to count. It was way outside of the off stump down school time. And there's this Petty. And also as a somehow or somewhat ambulance music happen when bowler bowls no ball. Okay, so that makes more sense. A little bit leg side. That will be a wide now. Not the best start to the over for Umesh. At this stage, he's had a no ball. He's had a wide. He's bowling everything. He needs a leg by. Well bowled. Umesh, this is Sebastian. Right, we've already got the sledging going. Who is your team? It is the Kolkata Knight Riders, isn't it, Sebastian? Because they've got Sam Billings in there and also alongside them, Andre Russell. I think it was your team anyway, wasn't it? If I'm not wrong. But now currently, Gaikwad on strike. And Umesh charging in. It's well bowled all. Was it a catching opportunity there behind the stumps? Looked relatively close. And it seems like it's quite a bit of bounce off the surface so far. I'm so used to watching those pitches in Pakistan that just pretty much go flat. And better now, iPad will only fall on my chest. And yeah, that is true. Okay, he didn't get the inside edge on that one. Instead, did end up just in the back leg. Umpire did not give it out. And your favourite colour is yellow, Amish. So your team is Chennai Super Kings. Am I right? Kiwis are also there. I feel like it's almost like the perfect combo, isn't it? Because that's off the edge and he's out. And that is the first wicket. And Yadav gets him. And that is going to be the end of Gaikwad. He's only faced a couple deliveries and he is already on his way for the IPL. And very eventful first over it is. We've had a no ball, we've had a wide, we've had a wicket, we've had an LBW shout, we've had a random siren, of course, for the no ball and also outsays coding. Although I think you are just a teddy, so be sure to wait just a little bit longer coding for that one. And also picked it because it was supposed to have Alex Hales and Timothy Grant, Southey, but I'm not sure anymore, says Sebastian. Although, yeah, pretty good. First ball. Well, not really first ball, fifth ball or so. And also, this is nice so far. It is very exciting to start off the IPL, that is for sure. And hopefully it does continue that way. And also, I wonder if Gururav will make a return. It would be pretty awesome. See Gururav again. I miss the fellow. You know, he doesn't talk a lot, but when he does, boy, he talks with purpose. You know, and only 6 people, says Patty. There was a part of me that was expecting it to be relatively low, but I think that's good for the first one just because I haven't really learned all of the names yet. So I feel like that will be an important one to kind of go moving forward. And Hamish Bro, hello, says Michelle, welcome into the live stream, mate. Do let me know who you think will be able to win this one. But Gaikwad gone. I'm not sure what's happening with the camera, but here in New Zealand, the coverage is kind of glitching out a little bit. I don't know whether or not that is just us or whether that is everywhere. Can you see this game, Sebastian, on your brother Sky Sport? Do let me know. Currently now it is going to be Thapa. He has made his way to the crease. And what a wonderful start by Kolkata Knight Riders. And you'd have that watching Ulster, says Greg Galway. And yeah, it's looking pretty close at the moment. I'm a little 10 seconds ahead watching on Hotstar. Don't you have Hotstar subscription where you are watching? Now we're on Sky, which means we're quite far behind overall. And also in honor of Gururav out, says Patty. And Patty wants his first time out on his channel. Go on then, Patty. You know what to do, mate. And there as us, says Jay. Currently now, it is going to be Thapa at the crease. Strike rate of 136.9 currently. But Ulster, the last time I saw the score, it was relatively close, wasn't it? What are they sitting at now? Oh, halftime 20-13. So that was 19 minutes ago. I assume that game is developing quite nicely at this stage, Gregor. Do you think Ulster can get the job done? Do let me know. Also, I have 2 teams in the IPL. Who are you two? Gregor, let me know. And is it either of these 2? Well, bowled. No, down the leg side a little bit. Stepped across, though. Does it count as a wide? Yes, it does. So, Mesh Yadav, he's had an interesting and eventful, like we said earlier on, eventful first over for himself here. And also Delhi and Royals. And there, so I believe Delhi Capitals, they play tomorrow night. And then the Rajasthan Royals, I think they're about 2 or 3 nights away, if I'm not wrong. But 194 matches for Harper. He's certainly got experience for himself. And there's says Batty as well. Nice swing and delivery there. And coverage is decent on Sky Sports Cricket. And there says Sebastian, and also Jay likes times out or timeout, says Batty. Oh, that one. But yeah, for us, for some reason, we got that little, it's almost like a bobble every like kind of few seconds at the moment. So I'm not sure whether or not that is just us in New Zealand on Sky or Sky Sport New Zealand, I guess we would be on rather than Sky Sport for the UK. Nicely played once again. It's quite trippy on the eyes. Like every once in a while, you feel like you've just like jumped. I don't know why that is. I don't know whether it's like a connection just because it's quite far away, India, of course. Currently now, bowling too badly here. For Umesh, he bowled a no ball. He's bowled 2 wides, but he got the wicket, which I feel like is probably the more important factor for him at this point in time. Now, Yadav. Again, he's still got 1 ball left of this first over. Probably one of the longer first overs of the IPL we have seen. Well, I'm about to make the first over. You are indeed. And that is going to be no run. So Devon Conway yet to face a ball, but now he gets his opportunity at the other end. And it will be now 3 for 1 for the Chennai Super Kings. So a decent start to the match for the Kolkata Knight Riders, but they need to keep this pressure on and not allow Conway and anyone else who makes their way to the crease to really just accelerate. They've got Rayudu, who is coming out after him, and then Jadeja, and then Dhoni, and also Hamish Istimi are not playing for Kolkata Knight Riders. Sadly not. They haven't actually got him in the lineup. So I did find a picture of him, and I was like, right, he's the perfect one to have in the thumbnail because it's Kiwi versus Kiwi, and he's not playing, which is a bit disappointing. But hopefully we see him in the future. At least we've got 3 Kiwis in the Chennai Super Kings side. They've got Devon Conway, they've got Mitch Santner, and they've got Adam Milne. And then I only like your timeouts, Petty. I'll be second behind Donna. I was her first ever timeout. I will never forget that special moment in there, says Jay. Currently now with the 1 toss from the Kolkata Knight Riders. Seems like they made the right decision just at this early stage. There's going to be now Marvy. We'll be getting ready to bowl. All right, we will go like this. So Shavam Marvy running into the crease. He's got a long run up. Nicely played by Devon Conway. He survives the first ball. I'll give him a round of applause for that, of course, because he's Kiwi. We've got to support the Kiwis. If I didn't, then that would get me in trouble. I would think. And also true, says Betty. Well, that one, once again, every time I see it, it looks so weird not seeing the little badges next to your guy's name. Like everyone looks so bare. And I can't argue with that. Says Betty Wagon there as well. But the Chennai Super Kings, they were able to get themselves the win last year for the IPL. They didn't even finish first in the overall standings. It was actually Delhi Capitals who were at the top of the bunch. This year, we've got 2 split up kind of divisions. Hey, I know that, man. Stephen Fleming, he once tried to sell me a heat pump. It's going to be the cut shot attempt from Devon Conway. Just played it a bit too late, though. Marvy steams it through with some good speed on the ball. Currently T20s for Devon Conway. He's got 30 times he's been able to get 50-plus runs. He's very impressive, Devon Conway. And even though he's very early in his career, my silver coin is gone. It is at this stage, and it's sad. But we will get those back hopefully one day. Although that's the thing, I don't really want to have 2 sets of memberships, but I can put an emoji up in the corner every once in a while, perhaps, just to keep on having it tick over. And also been robbed in there, says Benny, but now Marvy charging in to the crease once again. The right hand, that's a glided shot nicely by Devon Conway, going out through the backward point/third man region there. Nicely done. And nicely glided by Conway. He does get himself a single, though. Nicely done. And Conway is up and running, which is always nice to see. And Kyle Jamieson probably gets paid more than the Crusaders 22 today. And there says Danny, probably. Does he deserve to? Don't know. It's hard to say. And also, how come the competition, such as the IPL, doesn't have an official YouTube channel? It's a great question. A very good question, in fact. Like, I feel like it would be a missed opportunity, but I guess because there's so many people trying to uploaded as well. Like if you had the rights to show footage, like you would be set for life if you were doing the IPL. That is for sure. Goodbye, says Danny Lewis. Well, that one. But anyone who is new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. We're going to be back with plenty more of the IPL. It is our first ever IPL live stream on the channel, and I'm looking forward to bringing you guys coverage. Nicely hit to the leg side. That boundary's not very long at all, and short fine leg gets that ball all the way to the boundary. And now Uthappa, he has faced 4 balls. He's got 4 runs for him. Hurry up, bots. I want to get one timeout before I sleep in there. And anybody from Tamil and Nadu, I am not at this stage, but hopefully we have got a few people in the chat, possibly. But who do you want to win this one, Blue Boy? Do let me know. Carl James is richest New Zealand athlete. Nowhere near it, I don't believe. I feel like there are quite a few people who would qualify above him, including Kane Williamson, who is a 50-50 of whether or not we get to see him in the IPL, isn't he? Just because of the injuries that he has entailed recently. Now, Uthappa back on strike. Already 5 runs off the first 4 balls of this over. Nice cover drive. Does actually hit it quite straight down to mid-off. And that is going to be just the dot ball once again. So anything under 160, 170 is absolutely brilliant for the Kolkata Knight Riders. We know how much power there is in all of these IPL batting lineups. I mean, when you look at it, Jadeja's going to be coming in at 5. MS Dhoni at 6. And then you've actually got Mitchell Satner, who can hit a long ball when he gets going. For himself, Dwayne Bravo below him. And then also Rayudu will be the next man out to the crease. Currently now on strike, Uthappa once again. Nicely played down the ground. Well fielded, though. They want the single. Yes, no is the call. And he does go back there. That will be the end of the second over, and it is 8 for 1. A good start to the match for the Kolkata Knight Riders with the ball in hand. Only the 5 of it for Marvy. Now, the power play, I believe it's 6 overs, isn't it, in the IPL? I know that the BBL has got me all confused because BBL, you've got the 4 overs and then you've got the 2 of the power surge. We don't have that in the IPL, I don't believe. So instead, it will just be the first 6 overs of the power play. And then after that, they will keep on going. There'll be no big bash boost point. There is just 2 points for a win, no points for a loss. See who can get themselves maximum amount of points for this season. It's split into 2 categories. There's Group A, Group B, including the 2 new sides in the competition. The big, I believe they're the Giants and also the Titans. I thought Kolkata Knight Riders would play Saudi because Pat Cummins is not there in their CES coding. So it's interesting because instead, one moment, I'm going to have a look at their lineup. They did go Yadav, Marvy, and also I think they've actually gone Andre Russell as their other option for it. Also, do they have reviews in the IPL? I believe they've got 1 each. If I'm not wrong, quick run out opportunity, but they do get through. Scampering through for the single. Devon Conway still at the crease. It's good to educate yourself. I've looked it up, and Tamil Nadu is the state in which Chennai is located. There you go. Fair play, Sebastian. You're quick with the research, that is for sure. I probably should have also learned that, shouldn't I? So now I feel like my geography of India as we go throughout the IPL is going to get so much better than it currently is because it is not good. Hey, I see Mr. Cricket, Michael Hussey in the background there. A lot of impressive players in the coaching panel. That's gone high up in the air. Has he got enough on it for the 6th? Uthappa, it's the first 6 of the IPL, and it has got plenty of distance on it, plenty of height as well. Uthappa now moves up to 10 off 7, but it was a great shot out to the lead wicket or the mid-wicket boundary. And now, okay, 64 meters square. Maybe it's not as long as a boundary as I anticipated, but it's a good shot. He ends up slightly mishitting it, but with the boundary that short, you can get away with missing it and still managing to hit it all the way at 75 meters. Is a good strike of the ball, and it is the first 6 of the IPL. We're probably going to get like 500 throughout this competition, and it just shows how strong everyone is when it comes to that batting side of it. When you've got the ball in the right spot and you whack it away, it's always going to be a fun time. I'm just quickly going to go like this and go like this. Yes, we are running smoothly, so it's all good. And also, Robin Alcamiad has a Nordic first name. And there is, says Sebastian, for that one. A good question. I feel like that's also another one that you're probably going to research now. Maybe they try and go for the quick run. They do not get it, though. Devon Conway, he's got to be careful now with the new rule. The fact that you are actually allowed to go for that stumping. Wait, are you or aren't you? I know that they're changing the rules, aren't they? Are you now allowed to knock the stumps off or knock the bails off at the non-striker's end, or are you not allowed anymore? It's one of the two. First yawn of the day, not too bad early on. But Uthapa currently, he looks like he started this IPL exactly how he left off the last one, which is hitting the ball hard, hitting it with power. He tries to get a single. Devon Conway, once again, they have another shot at the stump. So they're just trying to keep him honest, make sure that he keeps himself inside of his crease every time that ball goes straight to the field. And also, maybe I can't make 10 overs in there, says Paddy. Yeah, it's going to be tricky for you. So the 3 internationals, in fact, the 4 internationals that the Chennai Super Kings have gone for is Conway, Bravo, Satner, and Milne, whereas it's Narine, Billings, and Russell. So actually only going with 3 for the Kolkata Knight Riders, which I guess is why it's so surprising that they didn't decide to go with an extra. It's going to be nicely hit down to deep third man, and he does get himself through for a single there. Uthapa now just 1 ball left in the over for Devon Conway, currently sitting on 2 of 4 deliveries. Hoping he goes well, and they legalised Wankhede recently, if that's what you're asking. So that's Wankhede, is that you are allowed to hit the stumps or you're not allowed to hit the stumps? I think you are, aren't you? And also we have got the I'm surprised you made 3, as Al says Jay, and also we have got the checked Kolkata Knight Riders playing 11, and they played only 3 overseas players. They did, which is a bold call in the IPL, but they're just backing their local talent. A run for Devon Conway off the final ball of the over, and it is going to be 16 for 1 now. Oh, notification. Close that. It was just pretty much saying, hey, what are you doing up? 3:30 or 3:15. It's not too bad overall for the time here in New Zealand, but this game will be finishing at probably around 6:30 a.m., somewhere around that mark. So it's going to be a relatively late night, but early morning, depending on how you look at it. But we are hopefully going to be able to do the game tomorrow night at 11 p.m. And also, yes, you're allowed to run out the non-striker before delivering. Okay, so that is what the new rule does entail. And g'day, all says David the Mob. Welcome in, mate. Hope you're doing well. Hope you are feeling a little bit more than slightly awake. At this stage, few Kiwis at the moment in this match, which is great news. Devon Conway currently at the crease, sitting there 2 runs off 5 deliveries. Uthapa at the other end, himself a massive 6. Slash, going to big 6, 75 metres. So able to hit that last one, but now Marvy will get the ball back-to-back overs here. 5 runs off his first. Nicely in behind the ball. They take the quick single. Devon Conway quick between the wickets. Has been able to keep that strike rotating. Uthapa gives him the thumbs up there. And hello, David. And there sets Sebastian for that one. Yeah, I'm excited. Like the IPL, that's the thing. Yes, it's going to be on at random hours of the night, and we're probably going to lose a lot of sleep in that process, but hopefully we will be able to do a lot of the games. I'm wondering whether or not we will start to do the 11 p.m. games more than the 3 a.m. games, perhaps, just so that we can sleep at a decent hour. But we will have to wait and see, of course. And in this IPL, we will know how good Conway is at the top of the order. If he performs well, then for the Black Caps, he can also open. And yeah, I think he's one of those guys that no matter where you put them in the top 6, he's going to perform pretty well. I keep yawning. And there says Paddy, it is a tricky one. And now that you said that, okay, that was your thought, Paddy. Oh, a bit of advancing there from Devon Conway. Wasn't quite able to pierce it through. But anyone who hasn't already, be sure to leave a like on the live stream. Usually appreciate you guys all being up for this late night IPL live stream here in New Zealand. The run rate of 5.1 at this stage. It's decent, but it's probably not what they want. At this stage, we do see Satner, Jadeja sitting next to each other. I wonder if they're chatting. It doesn't look like they're talking at all. It's just kind of they're both sitting, watching the cricket, not communicating. But Stephen Fleming at the moment, he's got a big smile on his face, enjoying the IPL once again. And ACB, Paddy, Jay, and coding. And there says David, currently Jadeja, he knows what it's like to raise that trophy at the end of an IPL season. He did it last year. Now he wants to do it again. But that is the big question of, can he do it again? That to the lead side, a little bit uppish, but it does go straight out to the man in the deep, and Andre Russell. And is Dhoni wearing a single earring in his right ear? Maybe. I didn't see one on the left. I don't believe. I think so, from what I can see. For EBS Dhoni, and also this chat is very chill for the first game. It is. And I feel like it's quite a good one in a way, because it just gives us a chance to learn a few more of the players and also get acquainted, getting used to the competition. We'll go with an easier word because that one was hard. Short ball. He says, thank you very much. And that's going to be 6 runs for Uthapa. Certainly the more dangerous of the two batsmen in the early stages of this one, but it's another 6 for him. And now Marvy, he's gone for 13. So someone needs to talk to Tony. And there's Aziz Abdullah. Oh, that one. Currently, short ball, smacks it over the top. Acquainted. Never a suggestion. I don't know what. Here's a Betty for that one as well. But 63 meters, but he did just have to glide it through and it over the top. I don't think they've got a full crowd there by the game, by the looks of it, but they've got a few people in attendance. Just still nice to see. Kind of all spread out around the ground. Currently now, the Kolkata Knight Riders have been bowling. I mean, that first over was probably the best of the bunch, and it involved a no ball and a wide. It's gone straight out to the man at deep fine leg. In fact, he's just at short fine leg. It's not going to go straight to the fielder. Your Thupper versus right-handed seamers. He loves batting up against them. An average of 22.6. Also, I love to watch cricket in the West Indies, sitting in the pool. A few beers, can't complain. And then good job, you got it. You know, there's batting. Also, you've got the Amish. You don't seem like a beach person, though. I'm not. I hate sand. Just in between the toes, it's more frustrating than anything, I think. You know? I was like, yeah, it's a bit more laid back and formal, the boys. And there says David, yeah, it is. And I might even have to bring out a bucket hat soon. That's another 4 runs down to fine leg. He seems to like that gap. You thought, and that one was hardly even a gap because there was a man standing there. And did you get out of the ball when you need a wee? Here's Jay there. That will be 28 for 1 now after the 4 overs. So they're going at 7 and over this current point in time. He's just hitting everything to that leg side gap, and no one's stopping it. It just keeps on going through and through again. And Marvy's frustrated. I don't think he will be bowling a 3rd over in a row, that is for sure. But now Conway sitting 3 off 7. He hasn't exactly had too much of a chance in the early stages of this one, whereas Uthapa at the other end sitting on 22 off 14 deliveries. Taken over quite nicely indeed. Gonna have to keep the throat lubricated, or else my voice will probably more than likely disappear before the end of this live stream, which would not be ideal. Head down the ground from Devon Conway straight to the fielder. He's gone. And Conway now, he is going to be on his way. 3 off 8, unfortunately. And Uthapa destroying the Kolkata Knight Riders there, says Coding. Although now it's going to be in Mumbai for this match. And unfortunately, Devon Conway has gone. Just ended up scooping it straight to the fielder and close at mid-off. Taken nicely. And there is him on his way. That is going to be the 2nd wicket now for, I believe that's Yadav. So he's actually got 2 for himself in the early stages. But Devon Conway, he has gone 3 runs off 8 deliveries. And that is going to be 28 for 2 now. Decent. And that one. Hey, I get notifications telling me when things are happening. That's kind of interesting. I didn't realize that was the case. But it's good. I am just going like this. I will go like this. And well, there we go. Garley now making his way out there. It is Raduyu, Yadu, Yudu, Yarudu. That is the name. And also we've got the Kiwi sinking, and then sinking in quicksand and English. We have got, I was going to say you don't like the sun rather than sand. I don't really go out in the sun too much. IPL notifications. Yeah, I've got the IPL app from ages ago, and it lets me know about 20 seconds after the wicket that there was a wicket, or 20 seconds after I've seen it that there's a wicket. And I was a bit right back, need water. And there says Paddy Wagon, be sure to tip it over your head as well if you do need to stay awake a bit longer, although I feel like walking will help. Overall, I would think. Devon Conway, he was the last wicket falling, unfortunately for that man. Just didn't quite get off to the start of the IPL that he would have been after. But Rayudu now going to be on strike for the Chennai Super Kings. They're slightly in that rebuilding phase, you have to say. Nicely played. And behind the ball. It's very nicely done. I know Conway gone. I want big innings from Conway. And also I can tell you aren't tanned at all compared to George. Yeah, he spends a lot more time outside than myself. I think that's the end of Paddy, says Jay. No, he might be back. At the stage, fingers crossed. And now currently 176 matches in his IPL career. Huge numbers for this man. And Rayudu getting ready to charge in. Nicely played once again. And I was aware of that back says Petty. That was fast. I think you ran to the fridge. Devon Conway. He just ended up, the bat rotated in the hands. He didn't get over the top of the fielder. And Devon Conway, he'll be disappointed with that wicket, as it was just a little bit too easy for the bowler. One moment, we will go like this. And we will go like this as well, right? Going back across. Nice shot. Well fielded, though. Jeez, I would have thought that was Jadeja, the way that he fielded it. I think it was Rahane, though. I was able to cut that one off nicely. It's a nice praise from Sam Billings in the process. Now, banging it in short. And it came out of the middle of the bat, so it wasn't going to be an easy one for Rahane, but he just cuts it off as if it was nothing. I was like, what does BRB mean? It means be right back, I believe. I think that is what it is. Yeah, be right back is the way it's described. They're going to be hit to the leg side there nicely, straight to the fielder, but they do get the single. Just keeping that strike rotating very nicely currently, but 29 points. 29 for 2. I'm still in rugby mode a little bit as well at the moment. It's a nice pitch at Wankhede for the Chennai Super Kings taking on the Kolkata Knight Riders in this matchup. But they've said pitch number 7. That means that there are 6 other pitches that isn't that one. That's a lot of pitches. Side of a stump, and it is nicely glided off the back foot straight to some Billings. That was a weird way of saying his name. Sam Billings is what I was trying to say there. But it is the end of the over, and it is 29 for 2. Really, it's looking like a nice evening, but I assume that they aren't allowed full attendance for this game. The highway in the background certainly at full attendance. Geez, there's a lot of cars moving around there. Probably more cars that move on that highway in a minute than there are in my whole area of my country. Like, there's literally hardly anyone. Like, I could go down the main street now and I would probably not see a single car other than maybe one dairy farm worker. Other than that, though, no one else. When does the Pakistan and Aussie ODI start? I will check that out. It's just gone to a black screen. That's not good. Okay, it's come back. We're all good. But the ODI, I think we've got a midweek one, if I'm not wrong, which is good. I do like a midweek game. Unless, of course, it's on the Tuesday, then I'm not happy because Moana Pacifica are also going to be playing for the Tuesday. But one moment, we'll go down. We international men's cricket. It's on at the moment, isn't it? West Indies 9 down. That'll be good for you. Avaran. It's going to be Chakaravati. And there, I'm too much Fijian with my pronunciations at the moment, unfortunately, just because we've only just done the Fijian Drua game. Everything rolls off the tongue as if it was a Fijian name. He's going to be a leg spinner. Does end up Chakavari, I think is how they pronounce that one, but still inside of the power play, just a 1 over left of it. I can't imagine that, a quiet street on a Saturday night, Sunday morning. And there, yeah, we don't really have anyone overall. Right, so Tuesday, New Zealand have the ODI at 11 a.m. Then alongside that, Pakistan versus, of course, it's on the Tuesday. The first ODI between the two sides is on that Tuesday at 5 p.m. Then the next one on Thursday. That's all right. No other games are on Thursday other than South Africa, Bangladesh. What is going on here? Why does everything overlap? It also we got that Mumbai. So densely populated population is about 22 million, 4 times bigger than New Zealand, and a hell of a lot more than that in terms of how many times bigger it is than just the small town that I live in. We've got a population of less than 4,000. That's quite a lot. I'm slightly sliding down in my chair because it's quite comfy. It's 3:30 a.m. at the moment here in New Zealand. I'm feeling very relaxed for the IPL. I feel like it's a good competition to sit back, have a couple cold ones. I've got water. Still does the job. Not really. Also, the bowling timeout, that's one that I need to probably learn what it means, but you're allowed a bowling timeout between the 6th and the 9th over. So I guess you're just allowed to stop bowling for half a minute, have a little chat to the team, see what the tactics are, what everyone's going to have for dinner later, and then you go back out there. Currently 2 balls left of the power play here. Wow, that's gone straight through him, and it's... What just happened there? Did that hit the stump? I think it did. I heard the noise, but it didn't bounce off the bail. I was then you have about to drop dead. It hit the stump and it didn't come off. And I was really, as a lot of people says, David, it certainly is. It clipped the stump. Well, I guess someone's put the heavy bails on today. Guess is the best way of describing that, because that does not look like what I was expecting to see when that ball makes that noise up against the stump. I should also mention, I bought a tripod, or in fact, I bought 2 tripods for the video that me and me mumsy are going to be doing of her batting in the nets, although I didn't realize that I bought a tripod that was literally about this tall. It's a tiny tripod, and I don't think it would be able to hold too much more than a tiny phone. I don't know, like it's strong with this one, and there it certainly is. Then you have me about to drop the old, and then so it's just Fatty Wigan. Close. Yeah, it just clips the stump, but the singer bail didn't want to go zinging off the top of it. How unlucky can you be, and how much luck can you have at the start of the IPL? I mean, if you had that much luck throughout the whole competition, you'd score 50 after 50 after 50. And at the moment, your Thupper trying to work his way possibly towards getting his first 50 of the 2022. And now it's going to be Narayan. He is replacing Yadav. And Narayan, he's looking very angry at the moment. He's hiding the ball, trying to keep it a secret of what way he's going to be spinning it. A little bit too leg side-ish, though. Does get hit down to the square leg boundary almost, but cut off nicely. They do get the single, though, for Yuthapi. Moves up onto 24 now. They are just showing it a couple more times. A tripod's a tripod, Hamish. There, it is indeed. No, I can't judge a tripod by the size of it. It's just more, I was hoping it would be a tad higher so that it doesn't like film your shins. You know? Bowl hits down some ball or bail, and there's but yeah, we're trying to work out the best coverage like angles, and we're considering taping her old phone to the middle stump so that we have stump cam, but I feel like that's going to go very badly if the ball hits it. But then that's why it's going to be her old phone or my old phone, if I can find it, just something that is slightly more heavy. Wow, that was nice. Almost going straight out to the fielder, but not quite to the boundary either. And I live in Delhi, capital of India. He has a population of 30 million, a lot of people. If you go at 3 a.m. outside, thousands of people with vehicles are here and bowl emotional damage. And there says Jay, yeah, I mean, to hit the stumps and not get the wicket when you're bowling, or it did hit the finger. It was closer than I thought it was from the other angle. Narayan's not too happy with it. He's saying, why didn't you catch that one? Which, of course, I mean, it's easier said than done, isn't it? I got to be cut away straight to the fielder. We'll go like that one. I'm just having a look at this thingamabob. There we go. I'm just checking out the URC scores tomorrow because Munster and also, not Munster, Ulster and the Stormers are currently playing off. And it is currently sitting Ulster 20, Stormers 23 for anyone wondering about that game. It's quite close overall. Once it loads, how many minutes through are we? Not going to tell me, but the last moment was in the 68th minute. Okay, so there's still another 12 minutes or so left in that one. And 30 million people, that sounds like our Powerball jackpot. And the lotto is, we normally have about 30 million a year as well off the outside edge. Not quite. And that is going to be Narayan's over finish. He's confident at the moment. 7 overs down and 40 for 2 here for the Chennai Super Kings. So run rate is maybe 5.71. Yes, it is. So not a huge amount at this stage, but still potential. Oh, it was close. That outside edge. It was well done by the keeper. He first had a little juggle, but then after that, he did end up missing that. Question, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know whether or not you've had experience in this matter. If you hit a GoPro with a cricket ball, does it break? Asking for a friend. Crazy. I can't imagine being in a place with 30 million. Hamish, do you think you can handle that? Nah. I don't even think I could handle a place like with 1 million overall. Like even Auckland or somewhere would be busy enough. Like that's why I quite like here because you could go down the street not, I was going to say you could go down the street naked, but you probably shouldn't because there might be cameras around. But you could literally just run and no one would see you. Not for the naked part. We've got our clothes on this time. But, you know, I could go for a jog now and I would see no one because it's dark, but also because no one's on the road. And also, Double David, I'm guessing you are an Uncle Roger fan. And there as well says Jay. Currently, the IPL first match. And I think Paddy is on the nod. And we lost him. Paddy, are you here? Or has your eyes, have they got just a bit too heavy? And if they close, and also I think the pitch is not perfect for T20 cricket. I was expecting fireworks in this first match. And there's us says coding. So hopefully it's just a little bit of that rust side of it as well. I know that some GoPros have survived considerable falls, but I'm not sure about impact of a cricket ball. And there's says Paddy is here still. On you, Paddy. Because I'm trying to work out where I could put things. Like, as in, like, cameras. Because I want to have multiple angles just to add a little bit more oomph to the video. So I'm thinking about having one probably set up with a tripod behind the net. And then from there, maybe, I don't know, either a stump cam, one down the ground, and then also maybe one off to the side to show the footwork type thing. But we'll see how we go. That was almost done onto the stumps there. No run taken. Seems like the yes-no might be happening a little bit. Hanging there, Paddy, and running naked. I don't know if I'm here, says Paddy. I mean, if you do need to go to sleep, feel free to. Overall, it is late at night, and one of the Kiwis is already out. We may not get to see any other Kiwis batting at this stage, depending on how many wickets they do end up losing in the next little while. But currently, Rayuru, he's at that ball in the air. Welcome in for another 6. That is a good shot. Nice cover drive. Just puts his face through that one. Not his face, but his bat face for that one indeed. There's a crowd who are excited at the Chennai Super Kings. Man, was that a man or a woman? I don't know what that was. Like, not in an insultful way. I just know that she was completely, or he was completely, okay, it's a man. He's completely covered in paint. I wasn't sure. And also, I hate a mate that camouflages cameras to blend in. I have a mate that camouflages cameras to blend in the ladies' changing rooms. Can they take a hit from a cricket ball? Should I get a little tiny? No, I feel like the thing is, if you get a mini tiny camera for a stump cam, it's not going to be a good quality one, is it? Also, but there is one advantage of bigger population is that a lot of girls to chat with. There you go. Looking at the positives, that is going to be the single there to the league side here. I wonder what Hamish is using GoPro for. Stump cam. Pretty much I'm going to try and stick it on the back of the stumps and see how it ends up going. I mean, if I put the wickets close enough to the fence behind the ground, maybe, oi, you're gone. He's been stumped. And your Thuppy is going to be gone, stumped. No more from him. And also more rooms to blend cameras in. As well, says Sebastian. Yeah, if I had it close enough to the back fence so that if it falls down the wickets, the phone doesn't smash, maybe we'll be all right because the wicket should be thick enough that it doesn't end up going through them and hitting it. There's all these plans. I have to work out how I'm going to be doing it, but it's down the leg side. Why are we referring that? Isn't he out by about 10 years? Spin vision. It's for a no. What is it for? It must be for a no ball. Why are we going upstairs? For clear stumping? Was it not clear? I thought it was pretty clear, but we're checking it again just to see how it's going. Right. We're just waiting. Decision pending. What are we reviewing? It's got to be a no ball. Unless they're reviewing. What? It's not an LBW, mate. We won't want to see it. What are we looking at? Oh, did the batsman? No, what? No, the batsman wouldn't have reviewed it. What is going on? I'm so confused at what's happened here. And apparently umpires on field go to third umpire for everything. It's just a wastage of time. It is. It was an obvious stumping. The umpire, he went like this. Wow, he's about a metre outside of the crease. I think he's stumped. And also, are you going to make a GoPro fund? We could. Although this channel doesn't actually have monetization or anything, so I guess it's probably not going to be for this one anyway. It's going to be out. I mean, yeah, he was already off the field, off the ground pretty much. He just was like, yeah, nah, it's going to be all right. But currently, Wankhede Stadium is the location of this one. We're going to go like this. And we are going to go like this. Who's playing next? I think it's the Sharks in Edinburgh, isn't it, in the URC? When does that game start? Out of curiosity, I'm going to go there and see what I can find. No idea why. Checking out. Only question is if the keeper caught the ball in front of the stumps, but he caught it behind. I guess that's one way of looking at it, of whether or not he maybe did it illegally, but it's pretty good. Right, it's 23 minutes away from Sharks versus Edinburgh for that matchup. Interesting. But now Jadeja, he hasn't got the cap on at this current point in time. And we're lining up a 49 for 3 here for the Chennai Super Kings. Nicely played, a little bit leg side-ish. Works out not too badly for him. It's going to be racing through for Jadeja. That is going to be the 50 runs up on the board now. Hmm. 6.25. Not a huge run rate, but it's not too bad at this stage, Hamish. You'll be feeling disappointed that I am doing IPL commentary, but live watching is only 7. I thought people will come. I think you are just consistent, then slowly more people will join. And as I says, coding there, and also so when a batsman gets bowled, do they check out the ball or the bail gives its consent to fall off his stumps? Maybe that last ball didn't decide to, didn't it? That's why they did keep on going. I mean, I'll be honest, there was a part of me that was considering doing the first hour of the IPL and then switching over to the URC, as I have already got everything prepared for that live stream, because that was my first initial one that I was going to be doing, and then maybe doing the IPL updating throughout that live stream. That makes sense, but do let me know what you think, all 6 of you, for that one. Now going down the ground there for Jadeja. Once again, does get himself the single through the run rate. I thought the run rate may have been higher, yeah. It seems like a slow pace at this stage, just a little bit. Let's say, Sebastian, what's the current time in Romania? So he's going there. Now they are scared of me. And there as well says Betty. It's understandable. That one is. Currently now, Jadeja on strike. Nicely do it. Do it if you want, mate. I'll stick around. And there says Jay. I'm just wondering, you know. I don't actually have the URC open at the moment. It seems like Stormers Ulster is a close one at 4:45 in the afternoon coding. And there as well. Nicely hit to the leg side. That one, and it is going to be just ticking over for the single once again. All right. Projected score, they're looking at 122 at this current point in time. Hey, that's Graham Swan. And Matthew Hayden. Matthew Hayden doesn't have his hair on top anymore at this stage. I think he poked himself in the eye, and now he is trying to get the sight back. Going to be hit down the ground from Jadeja. The yes, no, in the run out. Oh, he's been set up by his captain. Jadeja said yes. Then Jadeja said no. And now he has run out the man in his non-striker's end. Good captaincy by Jadeja, not. And there as well. You're not what you would have been wanting for that one, but he's been sold up the river, as we like to call it here in New Zealand. And Jadeja needs to play captain innings from here for the Chennai Super Kings. Well, certainly not running out his teammates. It's probably not the way that you do it. No, Ryan did nicely. Raidu just ended up going away. And see, remember me, I do indeed, mate. It's been a little while since we have seen you, but I hope you are doing well currently. And at this stage now, it will be Raidu, who is away from these stumps as well. What are we checking now? Strategic time. Oh, yeah, the strategic timeout. So they got 2.5 minutes to be able to chat. Well, that's a long time. Isn't it? They started the clock? No, they haven't started. Okay, now it started the clock. So yeah, I'm making the decision in my head currently. Do we do Sharks versus Edinburgh? And also bet he slags them off after the run out as well. Says Sebastian for that one. Scarlets, they did end up winning their game up against Zebra, 41 points to 24. Pretty decent for themselves there. But currently, Jadeja sitting there on 2 runs off 3 deliveries. And then also Uthape, he was the highest run scorer of the day, getting 28 off 21. I believe MS Stoney now gets to make his way out to the middle, though, once we do have our strategic timeout of 2.5 minutes. Currently, extras 4. I believe 3 of those actually came in the first over with the no ball, then the 2 wides. Yeah, he did get a wicket in that first over as well. They're actually showing the highlights of that wicket right now. And it was Gaikwad did end up going out. And also in IPL, there are 2 strategic timeouts in between 6 and 9 overs, and then in between 13 and 16 overs. It says coding there as well. KKR is the best. And there it says Aya for the Kolkata Knight Riders. And nicely done once again. And then the run out just didn't quite work too well for them, unfortunately. They did get it slightly wrong. In fact, I would argue monumentally wrong at that stage. One moment, we will click here. And we will click on this one as well. I'm just checking whether or not I did have that other one completely done. Which I think I did. Yes. And also, what's this timeout thing? Is it like a drinks break? A little bit. They get 2.5 minutes of sitting there waiting. Our radio out for 15 as our Kolkata Knight Riders will win. There you go. Prediction is strong, and they're currently sitting very nice for themselves here. Anyone who is new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Of course, we have got plenty more of the IPL in the future. It's going to be random hours of the night, and hey, watch it. And there's Paddy Wagon. Well, that one as well. But now they've got 10 seconds left of the strategic timeout. And now 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're back. And that's the first strategic timeout. And now Ravindra Jadeja on strike. Nice shot down the ground. Nicely done there by Jadeja. And he does take over the single once again. Currently, the last wicket it was Rayudu. I believe that is the pronunciation. I still get it wrong quite often. So we have got there. Slowly, Indian people are joining. 2 supporters from Kolkata joined. And there as well. And also we've got that no better. You watch it. CJ, there we go. I have to be very strategic with the water, don't I? As it is a little bit longer than a rugby game for these lineups. Also, strategic timeout, yeah, pretty much just a couple minutes. They stop and then they come back. I don't know. They say it's a bowler's timeout, but I would have thought when the bowlers got the wicket, they would have wanted to keep on going. It's actually Dubé, or Dubé, who's making his way to the crease rather than MS Stoney. He's waiting a little bit later. I think he wants to go for it in the later stages of this game. Currently, the Chennai Super Kings sitting there 53 off 4. One moment, we will go like this, and we will go like this as well. I'm currently strategically doing things as well. You want timeouts, says Betty. And there's, I think people love timeouts deep down. You know, like at the very deepest part of their soul, everyone wants to get timed out once in their life. Betty, don't threaten me with a good time. You know, I love it. And team strategy timeout, it is called. And there as well. So we go there. It's just for commercials to make more money. That makes sense. And also, what the hell are you doing, lads? We're in the middle of the game. Piss off, it's called strategy, mate. And there as well. Says Sebastian there as well. I actually already finished the other one, but that's going to be hit to the leg side for the single. I think I've made my executive business, that's me adjusting my tie decision, that we are going to keep you guys informed with the IPL, but we are also going to end up doing the URC on the Kiwi Lads main channel, just because Sharks versus Edinburgh at this stage, I think, not so much as it will have more people watching, but more of the case of I am very much so looking forward to that game and want to be able to commentate over the top of it as well as the IPL. Does that make sense? Hopefully. Yeah, because I already set it all up so that I was ready to go. I just didn't click on it to upload it pretty much. And I was like, Betty, I have a confession. And I was like, G-Man's death is confirmed, Hamish. It is a very sad news for the rugby community on YouTube. I'm not sure of the circumstances of his passing at this stage. I don't even know if we'll kind of find out anytime soon. But yeah, it's still not good news at all. For G-Man, I was like, Betty, I have a confession. Donna's time out was heaps better than yours. Lol, you need some training, mate. Ooh, that's going to hurt his feelings. He's been practicing his timeouts. He's been nailing them in recent history. Oh, this is a long name. And also, we've got okay, so you're commentating 2 matches simultaneously, 1 cricket and 1 second rugby, indeed. So it's going to be a little bit of a multi-stream. So I'll be keeping you guys updated with what's happening in the Kolkata Knight Riders versus Chennai Super Kings game, but also we will be watching along with the rugby as well. A little bit leg side-ish for that one. So yeah, we've got 3 more balls on this one. Then I will quickly set up that next live stream about 5 minutes beforehand, so that it is all set up and ready to go. And also she started silencing, she said silently at me with an evil grin as she hit the timeout button. And there's us, SJ, and I feel so sorry for Gareth. Yeah, I don't know whether or not, I know that he had a video a few days ago and he seemed quite sad in that, so I don't know what the circumstances are, but he certainly had a big impact on a lot of people in the rugby community and also just in general for what he has done for dwarfism and everything around South Africa and also the world. And there as well. Probably 2 balls left. Nicely played by Jadeja. They're actually only on 57 runs. I thought they'd be on about 80 by now, if not 90. To be honest, I thought they were going to be a bit speedier in this one, but it hasn't quite gone the way that they would have liked. And I don't know that bloke, but may he rest in peace. And there, as says Gareth, says Jay for that one. I watched one of that fellow's videos, Jay. Grego. I think it was. Oh, almost a run out there. So I watched the one how he made butter biscuits or whatever they were, the ones that puffed up big time. Interesting character. Nonetheless, we will be swapping over to our next live stream, ladies and gentlemen, on the Kiwi Lads main channel. But if you are new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. And we will be back in a very short moment on the Kiwi Lads other channel. We will have that ready for the Sharks versus Edinburgh. I will see you all very, very soon.